We're taking you across the country this week on our Cityline fall road trip, but there are so many places to go and so little time. So here to help us out with a roundup of the best road trip movies is pop culture expert and Refinery 29 senior editor Kathleen Newman-Bremang. It is so good to see you in real life after all these months of talking to you in these little boxes, and I'm so excited for your list. And it's not your typical list, am I right?
It is not, Tracy, because you can Google the best road trip films of all time and you're going to get the same movies. You're going to get Thelma and Louise. You're going to get National Lampoon's Vacation, True Romance. Those are all really great movies, but my list is a little bit more updated, a lot more diverse, as I do, and just selfish because I personally love these movies.
So do I. I saw the list. I'm very excited. So let's start with the funny stuff. Like, it has been all about laughter and comedy for me during these trying times. What have you got for us that's comedy?
Okay, if you want a road trip film that is going to make you laugh so hard you gotta ask the car to pull over so you don't pee your pants in the car, that is Bad Trip. So Bad Trip stars Lil Rel Howery, who you may remember from Get Out, and Eric Andre, who you may remember from the Eric Andre Show. And it is a half scripted comedy and half hidden camera pranks. So there's unsuspecting strangers getting pranked across the country. So Eric Andre and Lil Rel play two best friends who are traveling from Florida to New York so that one of them can profess their love to their high school sweetheart. The other one stole his sister's car in order to do that. The sister just got out of jail. She wants her car back. She's not very happy. And she is played by the one and only Tiffany Haddish.
Okay, I love that. Now, let's say we want to do the movie with the family, the kids want to watch.
Yeah.
Have you got a recommendation?
I do. Once again, I think when you think of a family road trip film, you might think National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
What I think of is Are We There Yet? Starring Ice Cube and Nia Long. So Ice Cube plays Nick. He is a guy who's very into Suzanne, played by Nia Long. And she's got two kids, and she needs to get them from Portland, where they live, to Vancouver on New Year's Eve. So Nick thinks, you know, he's trying to run some game. He thinks this is a way to get on Suzanne's good side. He hates kids, though, and loves his SUV. When they miss their train, he has to take these kids in his beloved SUV. Now, this movie was not beloved by critics when it came out in 2005, but it was a massive hit with audiences. It spawned a sequel and a TV series, and it made Ice Cube this like unlikely leading man in family comedies. And a warning, this is for your older kids because there are some crude comedy scenes, but overall, it's so light and so fun and silly.
There's so many films like that, and I think, oh, I'm going to show this to the kids, and I forget those spots, and I'm like, oh, maybe you have to be a little bit older, so thank you for that warning.
Yeah, no worries. Teaching moment, maybe.
Your next pick, oh my goodness, a classic. I love it. Tell us what you've got for us.
So this is one of my all-time favorite movies, period.
Yeah.
It is the 1993 John Singleton classic, Poetic Justice. So it stars some people you may have heard of: Janet Jackson, Tupac Shakur, Regina King, and features original poetry by Maya Angelou. So this is about Justice, a hairdresser, who hitches a ride with her friend to go from South Central LA to Oakland. She's trying to go to a hair show. She does not know that a postal worker she can't stand named Lucky, who is Tupac, is going with them on this road trip. And the hate to love pipeline in movies is one of my favorite tropes, and this movie does it so well. It is an iconic film with a cult following, and if you have not seen it, get in your car, get in a road trip, get home, go watch it right now. But if you already love it like me and like you do, now is the perfect time to revisit it.
Why not? Just watch it for Janet. Watch it for Tupac. Like, what? Like, iconic.
The charisma of that man.
I know. My gosh. Let's talk action, because you're big on action.
I am.
And you've got a great recommendation for us.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been watching my recommendations for a while, you know that I love a good superhero movie. And this one is the best this genre has to offer, I think. It's Logan, and it stars Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for his last time as Wolverine. And it asks the question, what happens to a hero when he's over the hill? So in this universe, mutants are basically extinct, and two of the last left are Wolverine and Professor X, played by Patrick Stewart. And they find a young mutant who is a girl who coincidentally has some of the same powers as Wolverine. So they're trying to protect her from these evil mercenaries, and they go on this dangerous road trip to get her to safety. And it's just such a vulnerable, sweet, incredible movie, and the dynamic between the three of them on this road trip, it's so, so good. I can't recommend it enough.
See, those are words, adjectives you don't usually hear used when it comes to an action movie. So I like that it's got a little bit of that depth to it, right?
It does. I mean, it's ruthless as well.
Yeah.
And Wolverine, unlike you've ever seen him, angrier than you've ever seen him.
Yeah.
But yes, it's also really deep and vulnerable.
Love that. Okay, sort of like the next film we're going to talk about, which are starring people that I love, and I'm shocked that I haven't sort of heard a lot about it. So it's your romance pick. Which one is it?
This is Away We Go, starring John Krasinski and Maya Rudolph, and I think it is one of the most underrated romances and road trip films of all time. So this is about a couple who is expecting a baby, and in order to figure out where they are going to live and raise this baby, they travel around America, they visit friends, they visit family, and it becomes this beautiful journey of friendship, of parenthood, of marriage. And, you know, that might not sound romantic. There's no big grand gestures, but I think two people trying to figure out where they're going to live and set down their roots is actually very romantic. And this small indie film, directed by Academy Award winner Sam Mendes, is so, so good and still so relevant, even though it came out in 2009.
Yeah, well, anyone who's in a long-term loving relationship will know the grand gestures are gone after about year one.
They're done.
So the romance is in those little moments, those little mundane moments where you make that commitment to the other person again and again and again. So I think
this movie.
Beautiful. I'm putting that on the list. Okay, you have an honorable mention for us. What is your next take?
Listen, I couldn't talk about road trip movies without talking about a cinematic masterpiece, a gem in the film canon, Magic Mike XXL. I really only need to say that these are strippers, including Channing Tatum, heading to a stripper convention in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
That's the road trip, stripper convention, Myrtle Beach. That's all I need to say.
That's it. That's the plot. That's the film. Go watch it. You're going to enjoy it. I think that is great. Okay, we're going to bring T in now. T, I'd love to know from you, you love film. You love television. You are sort of a bit of an aficionado. So is there a film out there that just makes you want to hit the road, makes you want to travel?
Now, I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, but it's called Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Now, when I saw it, it was so beautiful. Like, I don't know if Barcelona looks like this, but for me, the way the cinematography, everything that helped, it was just shot so beautifully. It was so quaint and so romantic and hot and hazy. It made me want to leave my life and just go move there, pack up everything and go move there and go have a wild romance and go live there. I just was like, I need to see this place, and I still haven't.
Yeah, well, Barcelona does actually look like that and feel like that. It is a beautiful city. Whenever you can get there, go. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really good pick there. Thanks, T, and thanks, Kay. And